Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sirena. Today I have a what's new in my beauty arsenal for you guys. We're going to be focusing on some of my recent beauty purchases, so hair care, makeup, skincare, all of the above. So if you guys are interested in that sort of thing, then make sure you go ahead and keep watching. These products are going to be new to me, but they're not necessarily going to be new on the market. I'm not somebody who jumps out and runs out and gets new stuff all the time as soon as it comes out, because goodness knows there's so many new releases on any product imaginable, and ain't nobody got time or the money to go run out and buy that all at once, you know what I'm saying? So I will just kind of go over everything with you and give you guys my first impressions of these items, and we're just gonna go ahead and get started. If you guys are new here, hello, welcome. My name is Sirena, and I upload new videos every week on lifestyle content, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber, so make sure you click that subscribe button down below before heading out today. And if you want notifications to your phone every time I upload something new, make sure you click that little bells icon. Oh, and I always forget to say this, don't forget to give this video a like if you like it. Let's get started. Okay, so jumping into the first item, this is going to be a hair care product here. This is the Redken Frizz Dismiss shampoo, and you can find this anywhere Redken is sold. Usually they sell Redken at, if you're looking for a commercialized place to get it, usually Ulta is your best bet. Right now the price at Ulta looks like $22 for this size. Ulta has sales usually on their hair care products pretty regularly, so if you want to save some money, make sure you keep an eye out for that. Usually they'll have like BOGO or buy more than one, get a certain percentage off. You know how Ulta does. Ulta's the best. As far as beauty sales and stuff are concerned, I really think Ulta's the best. I like this shampoo. It's a frizz dismissing, frizz defrizzing shampoo. I do notice a bit of more smoothness with this shampoo than I do with something that is not frizz dismissed. I'm very frizz prone, but this is not going to completely prevent your hair from frizzing out if you live in, say, Hawaii. But this is good. I really like the smell of it. It is sulfate free, so if you care about sulfate free, I know that a lot of people who have hair extensions, like the tape-in hair extensions, they require you to have sulfate free shampoo, so this is a good option. Or if you just don't want sulfates in your shampoos, I do believe that sulfates are one of the things that helps lather when you have a shampoo, so it's not going to lather as easily as something that has a lot of sulfate in it, so keep that in mind. Some other reviews on Ulta said that this shampoo is a little heavy for fine thin hair. I personally feel like I have finer hair. I don't feel like this weighs it down too much. My hair tends to get oilier a lot quicker than maybe somebody who has like thick, coarse hair. I'm a dry shampoo junkie, so I don't wash my hair every day. So what I'll do is I will wash my hair and then I will dry shampoo like every day until I'm ready to wash my hair again. So when it comes to like any oiliness, this doesn't really bother me, and I don't really feel like it gives me a heavy scalp. I like the smell, and I do feel like it defrizzes my hair a little bit. So I would recommend this. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would buy it again. I like Redken products in general. I tend to switch my shampoos around a lot though, so by the time this is finished, it's going to take me a long time to get to the bottom of this. By the time this is finished, will I run out and purchase it again? My first impression is yes and no. I like trying new shampoos, but I would recommend this to you to try. They also have the little baby travel size shampoos usually that Redken makes, so if you don't want to commit to the $22, how many ounces, 10 fluid ounces, you can try the little baby sizes. And I do think Ulta has in general a pretty good return policy, so don't quote me, but you might be able to return it if you use it a couple times and decide you don't like it. So that is the first product. Okay, so next product is going to be the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Foundation Stick. Mine's a little gooped up right now. So this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Foundation Stick. Now, the price on this varies depending upon where you buy it. This is intended to be a foundation stick. However, this is obviously a bit too dark for me. I actually use this purposely. I got a too dark formula because I use this as a contour, a cream contour. I just said contour, kind of like contour. Cream contour. I use this as a cream contour stick. So it looks like this. I like this. I like this for my contour base. The color that I use, let's see if the color is on here. Okay. Took me a minute. It is 115 Cocoa. Now, personally, I think that this would be to this shade, just in general, like an offhand comment, I think that this shade would be too ashy for somebody who has a deeper complexion. So I will say, as a foundation, I cannot vouch for this, but as a contour, I can. I have very fair skin, and when I contour, I need something that is a little bit ashy and not too warm, otherwise it's gonna look a little funky. So this is a really good right in the middle neutral. And as far as the price goes on this, I looked it up online and the price ranges. I've seen it for, I think it was $14.99 on Amazon. Like Walgreens and stuff was like $16.99, $17.99, which is a lot of money for a drugstore product in my personal opinion. And it's also a lot of money for the product that you get. So as far as, like I said, a foundation, I don't think I would say this is a good purchase for a foundation, because when you're using it as a foundation stick, you are applying that all over the face and you're using a lot of product. At least if you're me, you are. I use a lot of foundation. I'm a big, well, depending upon who you talk to. I use a lot of foundation. I like a lot of coverage, and I like to feel like I've got a blank canvas on my face before I start to apply my other products. So I think that for the price, depending upon where you get this and depending upon how much you pay, I wouldn't say it's worth it as a foundation, but as a contour, absolutely great. So if you are like me and you have fair skin, Cocoa 115 is probably gonna work well for you. What I do and how I apply this, in case you guys are curious, I roll it up and I get it right here in, and I don't take it far. I just kind of boop, 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 sketch it out, boop, 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 sketch it out. And I do up here on the sides of the forehead, just so I have kind of a uniform look, and it's a base contour. So I apply this a couple times and I will blend it in with a damp beauty sponge. You might recognize this sponge from my last first impressions or product haul video, which this was a recent favorite kind of thing, or I really liked this. This is the Morphe sponge, and you can buy this at Ulta. I think it's like $7 or something like that. But I do use this on the pointier end to blend out this cream contour base, and it works really well. This is a hydrating foundation stick with hyaluronic acid. Like I said, as a foundation, can't really speak for it, but as a contour, it blends beautifully. It's not muddy, it's seamless, and I'm able to get a really nice finish with the beauty sponge. It blends out into almost nothing, so you just have that nice layer, that foundation, the base layer of the contour. If you're into contouring, check this out. And if you're into cream contouring, or if you're new into cream contouring and it kind of intimidates you, go with a foundation product. A foundation type cream contour that's, you know, not necessarily meant as a contour is going to be less pigmented, it's gonna be smoother, it's gonna be a creamier finish, and you're gonna be able to blend it out a lot better, because that's essentially what you would want out of a foundation, right? So I would say give this a try. I really like this, and for me personally, it's worth the price because the color is a good match to my complexion, and I don't use a ton of it. I do use it every time I apply my makeup, but I'm only doing a couple strokes here and there. So for me, this is gonna last me a little while. Would I recommend this to you if you've got my complexion? Yes. Will I run out and buy this again when I do run out? Yes. Okay, now speaking of foundation and foundation application, holy schmamoly. This is obviously, I've already said, these products aren't new to the market. This is my new holy grail. Like I said in my last video when I talked about new to me products, I mentioned the Morphe sponge. I was a big fan of the Morphe sponge. I liked the round butt. I liked the feel of the sponge. I liked the blendability. This knocks any beauty sponge I've ever tried out of the water. I'm also a fan, there's product all over this. I'm also a fan of the, what is this, the Real Techniques, I think it's Flawless Face Sponge or something like that, the normal size. Also a huge fan of this. This knocks everything out of the water, and I will tell you why. First, let's talk about the price really quick. I think I paid $7 for a 2-pack, which is also crazy. Like, what a good deal. At least I looked right now before I filmed this video, and at Target, it was saying $7 for the 2-pack. Freaking great deal, first of all, because if you get a 2-pack of the Real Techniques, I believe it's $10 or something around there, and then this, I don't know if it comes in 2 packs, it probably does, but this sponge itself was, I believe, around $7. For $7 you get 2 of these. First of all, that's off the chain. Second of all, even though it's white to begin with, this does not look nasty. I feel like it just looks like a tan marble. Overall, this is the best of the best in my personal opinion. This makes up for what both of these, in my opinion, lack. So this one is a very flat edge, which is nice. The feel and texture of the sponge is absolutely wonderful. But this has a flat edge, which I would feel sometimes when applying foundation would kind of stamp and you would see kind of an imprint, but I loved the pointed edge to this. This one, I loved the roundedness, but I felt like even though I could squeeze this really hard to get into my little deeper eye ducts, this I thought worked great, but it just does everything I want and more. It's flat, but it's also rounded, so you're not gonna get those like imprint stamps. And the point is just such a good tapered point that I find it just really effortless. I don't have to squeeze as hard to get this one in the deeper corners of my eye sockets. I have very deep set eyes, very narrow corners right in here, and it's harder to get to with other sponges, but this is like my holy grail, most perfect sponge ever. Still use this to set my under eye powder. I've mentioned that in the last video, and with this one now, I use this to blend out any of my cream contour. This is the best sponge ever. It's such a good price. It's so soft. I freaking love it. So you can pick this up at Target, check it out online. This is just wonderful and I absolutely love it. And from now on, I recommend this to literally everyone and their mama. All right, now this next one, very random, but we know I like to share random things with you guys. So this is the Quip electric toothbrush. I feel like you guys have either seen the adverts on Instagram or just online, or when you're listening to a podcast and people are like, get Quip toothbrush, use my coupon code, blah, blah. Or you, like I said, you've been walking through Target and you're like, those are cool. And it got me and I bought it, and you guys, I like this. I've had it for, I would say like a month or two now, and this one's cool. So this is the copper metal one. That's the one that I got. So you can kind of see in comparison, see kind of the size of it. Let me see if I can get my camera to zoom in on the toothbrush. It's kind of hard to get my camera to zoom, but this is what it looks like. And maybe I'll just, I think the camera's gonna zoom in on the box a little bit better, but what it looks like. So this is a cool concept. In general, I like it for many reasons. One, I like the size of it. The head is very small. I have a very small mouth, and when I was just at the dentist, whenever I was last, she mentioned that I don't have wisdom teeth. I have like one wisdom tooth that's like sort of trying to come in, and she was like, oh yeah, you just it's kind of hard, I should just pull that wisdom tooth. And of course, you know me, I'm like, I'm not signing up to just be like, yep, sure, yeah, that sounds great, pull my wisdom tooth. I'm like such a baby. I'm like, no. But she was like, well, like it's pretty hard to get back there in your the back of your mouth, because your mouth is so small. And so I was like, huh. So I was like, I'll show you. I actually really like my dentist, but I'm like, I'm not trying to have oral surgery. But this is so much of a smaller brush head that I feel like I can really get back there into those like nooks and crannies and crevices in my tiny AF mouth. So it is battery operated. One battery lasts you, I believe, 2 months. The vibrations are really gentle. It's not like, wow, I feel like I'm scrubbing the floor. You know what I mean? I really like the rose gold copper color, and the button right here is what you press to kind of get it going. And it goes for, I believe, like 2 or 2.5 minutes, which is supposedly the amount of time you're actually supposed to spend brushing your teeth. It also comes with a cover, but that is sticking to my mirror. So it comes with a cover. Actually, it's pictured right here. So this little cover, it comes with this cover, and you can use it to cover the toothbrush while you're traveling, but it also sticks to your mirror. So that's really freaking cool. So I have it just stuck to my mirror, and you can unstick it and re-stick it supposedly, but I just leave it. But it's mounted on my mirror. It's not sitting on my vanity, and I love that. I like the hygienic factor of it just kind of being mounted up and out of the way from everything. And the way this works is the charge lasts you 3 months, and if you sign up, I think it's like $5 a month or something like that, and they send you a new brush head and a new battery every 3 months, so you don't even have to think about it. It gets shipped to your door. I think a lot of people, although a lot of people wouldn't want to admit it, you're supposed to change your toothbrush every 3 months, and I think a lot of people just forget to do that, to be honest with you. And then aside from that, when you do have like a fancier toothbrush, like the Sonicare ones and all those other ones, the brush heads can be kind of expensive, and so I think a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, I'll just use it for a little while longer, and then it ends up kind of like adding up as far as time goes. Whereas this, you're not gonna have that problem because you're gonna get a new one delivered to your door every 3 months, and I think the price is like $5 or something like that. I'll make sure that I leave it down on the screen and stuff. I haven't signed up for it yet, but I have to just go on the website and like register to sign up for getting the new one every 3 months. But so far I really like this, and I would totally recommend it to anyone and everyone. The price, if you just walk into Target, I believe is $40 for the set, and then like I said, after that it's, you know, $5 a month, I believe. Yeah, I recommend this, and I think it's great. And will I repurchase? Obviously, like I'm gonna sign up and just continue to get the new stuff every 3 months. I think it's worth it compared to the other electronic toothbrushes. Like those can cost a hefty penny depending upon like what brand you get and stuff like that. So Quip toothbrush, I like this. I would recommend it to you. All right, next product is a nail polish. This is the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. This is just like, it's the specific color. I use the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel on a regular basis. I alternate between the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel or the Sally Hansen Fast Dry. I think it's called Fast Dry nail polishes, depending upon what mood I'm in when I'm doing my own manicure. I generally, like, this takes a little bit longer to dry, but it lasts a little bit longer because it's like that faux gel finish. But I specifically, this color is like what I want to show you guys today. So this is the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel in the color, what is it? I think it's Leaf, yeah, Leaf Me Be, like a leaf from a tree, haha, because it's green. Leaf Me Be. So I just thought this was a cool color. I'm not wearing it on my nails right now. I have a gel manicure from the salon on my nails right now. Obviously you can see I'm into the green lately. Green is like my fave color to wear in general, and this one, I would say it's halfway deceiving in the bottle. I feel like when it's on the nail, it comes out a little bit more teal than it looks in the bottle, but I still really like this color. I think it's a nice alternative to like a navy, or like, you know, you do like a dark navy blue nail, or you do like, you know, your typical black nail polish. I think this is a nice, fun spring take on the deeper nail color, so I recommend this, and I really like the finish of the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. I think it's great. So the price of this, depending upon where you get it, I looked it up at Target today and it was $6.79 for this particular color, $6.79. They sell them at Ulta. Again, check out Target, check out Ulta. Sometimes they can be on sale and you can save a little bit of money. Okay, so moving on, we are going to be talking about a couple of MAC products today. So the first one is a MAC brow product. This is the Shape and Shade Brow Tint, and this is a duo product. So this is for the eyebrows. This is a pen. So you get one side, you get a, I don't want to say felt tip pen. I would say this is, it's like a paintbrush end, and then the other side you get a, I don't know, like there's a powder, like a waxy powder in the end, and then you get this like foofy brush situation going on here on the other end. Personally, I don't even use the waxy powder stuff. I am strictly speaking about the paintbrush formula here. So this is $22 at MAC, and like I said, the shade that I use is Cork. Now I'm wearing this in my eyebrows today along with a couple of other products. You guys know, if you guys have watched my videos before, I'm a little high maintenance with my eyebrows, and I tend to just try more products on my eyebrows, and I tend to just like kind of layer multiple products in my eyebrows. Like I said, just not interested in the powder side. I've tried it, but the little end, like the applicator, so to speak. It's just not my cup of tea in general. I have very thin eyebrows to begin with, so I don't usually go in there heavy-handed with a powder. I tend to feel like you don't have as much control with a powder, and especially with an applicator like the end of this. But if you have really thick brows, it's probably a good, really easy way to get this filled in. On the MAC website, they recommend filling in with the paintbrush side first, and then going in and setting everything down with the waxy powder, because the waxy powder is supposed to kind of solidify and seal the color in and kind of help to keep the brows in place. Like I said, when I did try the powder, I kind of dipped a angled liner brush in and kind of brushed it through, but I just wasn't crazy about the shade. But the shade on the paintbrush side, I personally feel like is nice for my eyebrows. I've used this to fill in my entire eyebrows when I was wearing a full face of makeup like I am today. I've also used this to fill in my entire eyebrows when I've worn no makeup. And it's not as, like, when you hear paintbrush, you're like, ooh, that's gonna be a really heavy look. It's really not if you do it right. The really fine tip makes it so that you can get really nice little hair strokes, which is really nice. I find that it has a good pigment and it's able to kind of get me a definition on my tails, especially because the edge is really sharp. This is not something that the paintbrush is going to dull over time or it's going to round off. You're going to keep this pointed edge, as far as I can tell, since I've been using it. I've been using it for probably a month now, and I really like it. It also has not run out, which I like. The color cork seems to suit me pretty well. I really strictly prefer a very warm, coppery tone. I like to have my eyebrows look more orange. It's really hard for me to find good colors as far as brows go, because when you think brows in general for genuinely just blondes, brunettes, and people who have really dark, like almost black hair, those colors tend to be on the cooler side because you don't want to end up looking like a clown. But when it comes to my hair is, you know, out of a tube. It's not natural, and I want my hair to look warm. I want it to be that flaming copper orange, and so it's really hard for me to find color matches for my brows. Now, in general, what I do use and have stuck with for quite some time is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Auburn. Usually Auburn, the shade in general, Auburn, is usually way too dark for me, but NYX has a really, really good color for my particular complexion and hair color. And so what I'll generally do, like if I'm using it on an everyday basis, I will go through and I will just give like a good rough outline of this. This NYX pencil, if you're just curious, I think this is like $9.99 at, like, you know, Target or Ulta. This is goof proof in my personal opinion. This is a very waxy formula, so you don't get as heavy of a color payoff, which some people might dislike. I personally think that makes the product goof proof because you're not going to overdraw. It's going to be really hard for you to overdraw with this NYX Micro Brow Pencil. So I'll go in and I'll do like a rough outline, and then I'll use this to define the tail, like get that really good definition and solid pigment, and then I'll do the brush up strokes on the, you know, bar part of my brow, and I'll brush this through with the spoolie end of the micro brow, and this liquid brushes through really well. It blends really well. It's not hard to work with, so I personally recommend this. These two as a pair I personally recommend. You really don't need this MAC pen, but I just really like it. I wanted to try it and see kind of what it was all about and see if I could get a color match, and I ended up just really liking this. So I would recommend this. Will I go out and buy it when I run out? I think I will, because I really like the extra detail that I can get with the paintbrush and the really sharp edge. So I would recommend this. Okay, so we've got another MAC brow product today. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set. Get a little close up in here. Try to get my camera to focus in on it. Now, this is exactly what it sounds like. It's a brow gel, brow setting product. I told you guys I'm pretty high maintenance with my brow products, and I like to use a lot because I like to experiment with a lot and see what's out there. Now, the frustrating thing is I can't tell you exactly what color this is, and the only reason is because I think there was a sticker on the bottom, and I think the sticker fell off because I can't seem to find it, and I don't have my original like cartridge like box to tell you what color it was. I'm either in the color Toasted Blonde or Red Chestnut. I think like if I was to take a guess, I think it's Red Chestnut. This stuff is good. This was the original, just general MAC brow set. It's tinted because I used it so much with tinted brow products, so obviously over time it changed color. This was the original clear. The original clear was okay. Like, I would not have ran out and purchased their general brow set again. This is good. I like this. So this claims to be waterproof. I've accidentally here and there like smudged my eyebrow before and they don't budge when I'm wearing this. So that's obviously a good sign. It gets super hot in the summertime where I live. It's like, you know, gets into the hundreds. And it's nice to know that something's not gonna melt on me, especially if I accidentally brush my eyebrow, or we've all done that, or taken a mid-afternoon nap. I don't know, whatever you wanna do. So I think this is nice. It's pretty budge proof. The color is good and the color payoff and pigment is good. When you swipe this up on your hairs, it really does adhere to your brow hairs, which is what you want. And in general, I like to finish with a brow gel, not only for hold, but because you get the hairs, like it just kind of adheres the pigment to your hairs, so you get a multi-dimensional look rather than just, you know, penciling in on your skin. Because in general, when you're doing your brows and you're using a pencil or a paintbrush like this is, you're just getting it on your skin and creating the outline. But when you go in with a brow gel, a brow set, and it has a color, oftentimes it's adhering the pigment to your little hairs, which is really good if you want that multi-dimensional look. I really like the brush on this as well. Let me see if I can get a close-up in here for you. So the brush on this is pretty damn good. It's thin and small and, you know, tapered, so it comes to a point. I'll show you an example of, like, this was another brow product that I actually absolutely love. This is from the drugstore. This is the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow. Look at that gargantuan brush. In comparison, let's do a comparison, shall we? So this brush, like, hello, like, huge monster brush compared to this nice little petite brush. Now, in typical fashion, when I do find a good affordable product from the drugstore that matches anything to do with my hair and complexion, guess what they do? They discontinue it. So if you're looking for a dupe and you don't have my hair color, you don't want to pay the $19 at MAC for this brow product, the Easy Breezy Brow is a great product. I don't like the brush, but it adheres to the brow hairs very well, and it holds, like, it's got a good hold to it. And the Easy Breezy Brow is, like, you know, depending upon where you go, it's like $7 to $10, so much cheaper, over half the price than this. But the color that I originally purchased, the Easy Breezy Brow, was, I believe, in golden blonde, and it was such a good match to my brows. And of course they discontinued the color. They have like 4 colors. I'm like, literally F you commercial brow products that are affordable for not having a good option for gingers. I don't know, it just drives me crazy. But in general, when I run out of this, I will be going and repurchasing this because I really like this. This is bomb.com, good brow product. It is pricey, $19 is a lot, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it again. Okay, next product. Surprise. It's another MAC product. I'm a pretty heavy MAC loyalist, if you guys didn't already know, like if you're new here, pretty heavy MAC loyalist. This is a powder. This is a pressed face powder. This is the Next to Nothing pressed powder. MAC has a gajillion different pressed powder formulas. They're not all created equal. The reason that I particularly use this powder is as a base lay down transitional contour shade. Not everybody contours, I understand this. This is just a good product in general for the face, for the face. I specifically use this shade for the base contour. So as we've already established, I'm cream contouring and I'm powder contouring to kind of set that look. That's the way I like to do it. I like to use a lot of products. I'm that kind of person. Now, that being said, the color that I'm using is called medium. As far as MAC powders go, I really like this formula. If I was to recommend a powder to anyone who has a similar preference to me, I would recommend you try the Next to Nothing pressed powder. It's light, it's luminous, it's weightless, and it does not cake up. What's funny is I was just like, I like to do my research on products before I talk to you guys about them, aside from using it for myself, but I like to look online and see what other people are saying. People freaking hate this powder, you guys. and I like it. I think it's freaking great. And I've looked online and seen whispers that it might be discontinued, and I'm like, Mac, please don't, because they already had another powder that was so absolutely gaga amazing. It was like a I think it was like a sheer or select sheer, or I don't remember what it was called, but it was really freaking good. And this formula reminds me a lot of that, and I actually tried a couple of other powders from them that didn't add up to what I was looking for with that original powder that they had discontinued. It was another pressed powder. This one I finally just found, and it compares wonderfully as far as pigment goes and as far as usability. Now, I'll show you, like I said, I'm pretty into MAC powders. So I've got these lighter colors to set the lighter parts of my face, and I've got these darker colors, messy palette, kind of dirty. And I got these darker colors to set the contours of my face. So I use a very, very light liquid foundation, like very sheer. I blend that in with a sponge. I add my concealer. I do my, my cream contour, and then once I've set my under eye concealer, I will go in with a transitional shade, a light shade, not too heavy, so that I can set the existing contour so that it kind of melts into my skin. And then if I feel like I still need more dimension, I'm gonna go in with the darker powders. As you can see, I've got a various variety of shades, and I set and sculpt according to what I'm looking for that day. The Next to Nothing pressed powder is great. It has so much kick up when you get the brush in there, like you barely have to tap it in. Some people might think that that's a negative. I find it as a positive when it comes to a face powder. I like a soft, easy to blend, malleable powder, and this is it. If it's an eyeshadow, you don't want a bunch of kick up, right? Because you're like, no, it's gonna fall over my face. When it comes to a facial powder, to me that equates to just it being a buttery, soft, smooth, blendable powder, and I feel like that's what this is. As soon as I finish with any of my other face powders, I will be going in and trying to get a shade match for other parts of my face once those other ones are finished. The other powders, like the very popular one I believe is the Studio Fix powder. That's like across the board one of MAC's most famous powders. That is good, but it's such a heavy powder. And when you're already wearing foundation, you don't want something that's crazy heavy and all this other stuff. I have normal to combination skin, so I get oily in the T-zone and right here. I don't care. I know that my skin gets dewy throughout the day, and that just doesn't bother me as much as it would other people. So this is not going to be like a good blotting powder and all that other stuff. This is just going to be good. It's going to melt into the skin, and it's going to give you a little bit of extra coverage on top of coverage that you already have, if that makes sense. So I know I talked about this a lot. I hope MAC does not discontinue it. If you look online and you see the bad reviews, just know that I'm somebody who's a big fan of it. It's good when you're layering multiple products on the skin, in my personal opinion. The price on this is $29, so a little pricey, but if you're a fan of MAC and you've been maybe wondering about another powder alternative to their, quintessential popular powders, the Next to Nothing is really, really, really good. The Studio Fix powder, yeah, I would recommend it if you're looking for really heavy coverage and you're using it on its own, I guess, because that is supposed to be a foundation. It's supposed to be meant to be used on its own, but I feel like this is really good in conjunction with other products. So I really like this. Highly would recommend this. Just know that there's somebody out here who does like it. And MAC, please don't discontinue it. They always do that. They discontinue products like crazy. All right, moving on. I've talked enough about this. Next product. All right, final product of the day. It's a fragrance. And this is so good. This is the Chloe Nomad perfume. This is the Eau de Parfum. This is good, you guys. Depending, I know fragrance is like a very personal thing. 100% understand that. So as far as this goes, my first impression is 100% yes, all the way yes. Would recommend, 10 out of 10. So the pricing depends upon where you get it, as per usual. This 1 ounce, I believe this is the 1 ounce. This is the 1 fluid ounce, and this is $76. This is, again, this is the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum, it's the perfume, so it's not the Eau de Toilette. Eau de Toilettes are never going to be as strong or long lasting as the Eau de Parfum or the Perfume spray. So keep that in mind as far as price goes, because I believe they will sell the Eau de Toilette for a, cheaper price, but it's just not gonna, I just think it's a waste of money to get Eau de Toilette, honest to goodness, because I don't feel like it lasts long. So $76 for the 1 ounce. If you want to get larger, the 1.7 ounce is $105, and if you want to get the 2.5 ounce, it is $132. I love this. This is wonderful. I actually have been been thinking about this fragrance for quite a while. I finally finished my huge bottle of my Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb, and I actually smelled this while I was shopping for Flower Bomb initially. Like, I kind of went in and I sniffed some perfumes, I sprayed it on my wrist, walked around. You want to do that when you're buying perfume. You don't want to just like put something on, smell it, and go, I'll take it. You want to actually let it sit on your skin and your body chemistry for a good amount of time before you buy it. So you literally should go to the counter and ask like to smell it or to get a little sample before you decide you want to buy something, because your body chemistry could change with it over time. And sometimes too, certain fragrances don't last as long on other people as they do on someone else. So a fragrance is very personal. I will read you the notes. This is a warm floral fragrance. I think it's very strong, but in a very good, sexy, mature way. I'm big into the strong, sexy, mature scents, and I'm also big into the strong, sexy, mature floral scent because I still feel like it's very feminine. I don't like something that's too crazy musky. I like that floral note. So this is a warm floral fragrance. The key notes are oak moss, freesia, Mirabelle liquor, which I believe just means like a plummy scent. I love this. So if you're curious about this fragrance, go to Ulta, go to Sephora, go check it out, go sniff it. I believe Sephora actually even has the smaller like travel size available for purchase if you want to get like the smaller one. I don't know if it's a spray versus a roller ball, but check it out if you guys are curious. I will link everything I talked about in this video down below. Some other fragrances, like I said, that I'm really into in case you guys are kind of similar to me, you might like the same one. So Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb, the Marc Jacobs Daisy, I used to rock that. Versace Bright Crystal I used to wear. Oh, what was that one? It was Dior, Miss Dior. I believe that was my jam. Like, I definitely gonna have to go back and revisit Miss Dior. I like J'adore by Dior, so that kind of gives you an idea if you guys might or might not like this fragrance. But like I said, go check it out, smell it for yourself, spray it on the skin, and walk around and see if it works with your body chemistry. So that's all I'll say about that. I love this, love it. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my new to my beauty arsenal, my first impressions of some recent beauty purchases. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel by clicking that subscribe button down below, and ding the bell if you want notifications every time I upload something new. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends if you liked it. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love ya. Mwah! Bye.